Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Oh Dear Mother podcast, where I, the son, answers all the questions to my mother about sports and many more things. Let's start. All right, Ma. So, what you got for us today?
Oh, hi. I've been thinking quite a bit about how to ask interesting and intriguing questions because obviously football is not. It's a big part of American culture. So and then so many people watching it religiously. It's like just watching you how you mentally emotionally preparing for the new season, how excited you are, and how you're checking constantly the news about this and about that. So I my first question today would be, why is football obsessed with statistics?
Well, I wouldn't say football is obsessed with statistics, but the analysts and the fans are. It's just a way to grade a player. And I think a lot of it has, not a lot, but a part of it has to do with just video games and how all this fans and sports, like the athletes themselves, they wait every year for the Madden rating. What are they rated? 99, 98, 95, 94, whatever. And that's where the statistics come into it, I think. And it just gives people something to follow rather than just because there's only one game a week per team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes two if it's a Thursday game or whatever, Monday, Thanksgiving, whatever. So it just gives people like a way to compare players really, and it also matters like what you get, right? Statistics really correlates to the salary you get. So if you have big numbers,
Okay, so what
you're
kind
getting
what
paid.
kind of statistics you mentioned? May
Well, for wide receivers,
uh-huh.
it's mainly like how many yards you catch and how many touchdowns.
Okay, so give me some interesting statistic from last season.
Well, Saquon Barkley, who's a running back, he had over 2,000 rushing yards during the season and over 2,800 yards when you combine the season and the playoffs, which is the record of all time.
Okay.
And he's still only, I think he's 28 at most, maybe even like 26 to be honest, which is old for running backs. After 26, 27, you're considered no bueno.
Okay.
But he's lined up. He won the Super Bowl last year, so he's lined up to have a really good season. And the prediction is he will have the best 2 years combined for a running back of all time.
So is this information about his statistics reflect on how much he will get in terms of like salary or contract? What I like.
Well, running back is a bad position to compare, but yes. But he signed a contract last year, so he's still got a few years left before he can. And by the time his contract is over, I don't think he'll get much money. He'll be too old. He'll
How
be like
how
30.
much money he's getting now?
I think he got 15 million a year, which is nothing.
And so they sign contract for how long?
Well, I don't know his exact contract, but the thing with NFL, National Football League, is that contracts are not guaranteed. In basketball, baseball, hockey, like the professional leagues, when you sign a contract, let's say 4 years, 100 million, you're getting that 100 million no matter what. In football, you can sign a 4 year, 100 million dollar contract, but only 40 million is guaranteed, and in the first year. So if you get injured, they can just cut you off without paying you the rest, which is insane to me.
Okay. So what's happened? Like, what is it? 2 years ago, when the guy fell down from heart attack right on the
Oh,
field.
I forget his name, Harmon or something for Bills.
Uh huh.
Well, I'm not sure, but he's still playing on the team, so they took care of him.
Okay.
I haven't followed up on
So basically, it's not like if you fell down or if you got really injured, they will kick you off from the team.
it. No, they can. Depends on your contract. Like I said, you can sign a 4 year, $100 million contract, but only 40 of it is guaranteed and only guaranteed in the first year.
Okay.
Or
So
let's say 50 is guaranteed year one and year two. So the other 50 are potential. So
okay.
if you get injured or sick or whatever, the team can just get rid of you with no
But
consequences.
okay, but I guess they kind of reimburse or somehow it's not just like.
No.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just dump you. The average career of an NFL player is 3 years only.
But how come it's not as fair as in NHL?
That's not my question to answer, dude. That's politics. That's ownership. That's the collective bargaining agreement. That's their negotiations. And you know what? Maybe because the teams are so big. You know, in NBA, you're only allowed to have 12 players on the roster. MLB, I'm not sure.
What is MLB?
Major League Baseball.
Okay.
NHL, you know, you're not playing as many players, and on the NFL rosters there's 54 players. 52, 54, whatever it is. There's over 50, and that's like on your players roster. Then there's the practice squad and the third stringers. So you just have so many more people you have to pay, I guess. You're probably paying over 100 players per team.
But they have incredible amount of exactly.
It's the number one thing to watch in the world besides cricket and football.
Yeah,
soccer,
like I mean
like
the amount
World
of
Cup.
money they spend. It's not what I've been watching, but I had light knowledge of what's happened. You know, like during the season, and then how religiously people watching, and then games and beats and like beating online and but the audience, like the tickets, like what is the price for?
Oh, it depends by city, but in the Super Bowl, I think the average is like 5,000-6,000 per seat. That's the average, not the highest, not the
For
lowest.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, it's insane. I mean,
It is
it's like
insane.
thousands of people there.
Well, I'm gonna bring up an example about a contract dispute which is happening like right now as we speak. There's three major ones. There's Micah Parsons with Dallas, Chris Hutchinson, I think his name is, with Cincinnati Bengals, and McLaurin with Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
The last two I mentioned are kind of like standoffs, but the one with Micah Parsons with Dallas, it's personal, and it's against the owner, who is the owner and the general manager, and he's owned the team for over 30 years right now. They just got valuated, the Dallas Cowboys. Guess how much? Guess how much the team is worth?
I can't even.
I'm gonna give you an example. The Los Angeles Lakers just sold a month or two ago for $10 billion.
What? Oh, I would never guess that.
So
Okay, so that would be.
that's the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the biggest brands in the world.
Okay,
12.6
What?
billion.
Wow.
They just got valuated, and he doesn't want to pay his number one star player a guaranteed contract. He's still gonna make $21 million this year, like 21.3 or 22.3, if he plays. But he might just sit out and just forego his contract. But the problem is with the NFL, it's like I'm telling you, they're modern day gladiators, and the owners are slave owners. Because even though he doesn't want to, he can get paid $40-something million, like 42. He's considered the best defensive player.
Who's that?
Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
Top 4 best defensive players currently. He's still under his rookie contract, which is still $21 million.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
But he should be getting paid about 42.
So
because the market price has been set at 41 with JJ Watt.
He's super undervalued.
Yes, and he's only 26 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's only his 5th year in the league, and he's been the best. One of, like I said, top 4 for sure. There's Myles Garrett, JJ Watt, and Michael Parsons, and then the other guy I said Hutchinson, but he's not a big name, and he's also like 31 or 32, so he's past his prime. Same with JJ Watt though. He's past his prime. He's 31, and he just got paid $41 million. So he reset the market value for the position. The position specifically. I'm not talking about all players, because every position is valued very differently in the NFL. Obviously, quarterback is number one.
Quarterback is number one.
Yeah, so the number one quarterback is getting paid $60 million a year, and he's not even that good. That also for Dallas Cowboys actually. So right now, the standoff with Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons makes absolutely no sense. But every day there's like new news and information coming out. But now they're both calling each other liars. Not directly, but the stories are contradictory to each other. And it's like, who do you believe? I'm definitely on the player side. Especially considering your team is worth 12.6 and you are worth $16 billion. You don't want to pay this guy? And sign him? You drafted him. He's your franchise cornerstone.
Yeah.
And you don't want to pay the guy when half the league is paying that position that much, and they respect the people, especially when you draft the guy and he's like part of your
You have
family.
a very socialistic soul, Timur.
What do you mean?
Like you. Fair.
Well, dude, if you produce,
Right, right.
it's
Especially
the
the
nature
best,
of the
the best
market.
player. Yeah, yeah.
But the problem is, if they don't extend his contract next year, there's this thing called franchising in the NFL, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But they can franchise tag him, which means they can not put him on a contract, but just give him money kind of thing for 2 years, and he has no option. So in reality, he's stuck with them for 3 years.
And he's suing whom? The coach?
Nobody's suing anyone.
No,
He's
but
just,
the dispute or whatever. What is
well,
it?
no, the owner and the general manager, Jerry Jones, who's like one of
Wow.
the biggest personalities in North America in general. In North American sports, 100% probably the
I mean,
biggest.
I guess it's very hard when you have this kind of conflict. Just play your very best for the
Well,
team.
not that, but also it's the possibility of getting injured. So then you might not get that big contract. So he might just sit out the season, lose that 21 million to get the 45 next year and sign a big contract. So it's like that's the option. But like I said, he's stuck there for 3 years no matter what at that certain money. So 21 million this year. I think next year he can make 29, and then the year after 29 if they franchise tag him. So think about that. That's 60. It's about 80 million in 3 years.
Right.
Where you can make 90 in 2 years. So like imagine that.
Wow.
Would you sit out and kind of hope for the best and not get injured? But who knows how long that would be?
But I guess it's, for me, it would be a very kind of internal conflict with your sport nature, the fighter. Like, you know, how you as one of the best player of the team can just sit
That's what I mean.
and not do nothing because of the 21 million.
And that's the difference between the other two guys that I said. Well, not the other two guys. The other two players who Dallas signed, CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, 2 years ago and 1 year ago, the other one. They played their preseason and they practiced. He's not doing anything. He just said, like, basically,
Right.
call my agent, don't talk to me.
Right.
And that's the actual problem, that Jerry Jones thought he made an agreement with the player back in March, which would have made him the highest paid back then, but back then it was 35 million. Now it's 41. And he doesn't want to talk to his agent because he thought we already had an agreement. But how can you not talk to the agent? That's what you hire the agent for, to talk to the owner. I'm a 25-year-old guy who's making 20 million, like, and you're an 86-year-old guy who's owned the team and been in the franchise for 40 years, 35 years, whatever. How do you expect me to understand what we're talking about? I'm just gonna say, like, I'm just gonna nod, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot, but nobody knows. Also, Dallas Cowboys is a complete circus. They love the media, or Jerry Jones loves the media. They love that show. They love to be in the, you know, like, all we're talking about this whole summer. There's no football, there's no basketball, there's baseball, but nobody cares about baseball. There's no hockey, there's no sports. All we're talking about is Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. And you know what? This could all be just a play. Because last year, he signed his quarterback the day before the first game of the year.
Oh, wow.
To 60th highest paid player of all time. So maybe this is just all a game, just to stay in the cycle, the news cycle.
It's a good show.
And he loves that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So every day there's something new. So I mean, that's why I'll leave it at that about contracts.
Okay, well, it was very informative. Thank you very much.
There'll be more coming. Have a good day, boys and girls.